Hello everybody, it is PreludeBoy99 coming at you with a PlayStation 2 video. Now, this is a legendary console that came out in the year 2000. At the time, PlayStation was literally the king of consoles with the PlayStation 1, and Xbox just began in its infancy with just the Xbox. This, honestly, at the time, was the best-selling console. As a matter of fact, this is still regarded as one of the greatest consoles of all time. People were mixed between buying a game system and a DVD player, and what this basically did, it combined both of them, where it's a DVD player and a gaming system. So for $200 you can pretty much have both, which is this thing's major selling point. But you're not here for a history lesson on PlayStation 2. You're here to hear 5 reasons why you should get a PlayStation 2. Let's get right into it. So starting at number 5, it has to be the size. This is honestly not a big console. This is actually pretty small, especially since this is the fat model. The slim model is literally the thickness of a DVD case. It's absolutely insane with the engineering that they're able to pull off with the PS2 Slim. Unfortunately, I don't have a PS2 Slim to compare with this, but honestly, the size does matter, especially when it comes to game systems, because I have so many game systems, I have to worry constantly about where I'm going to put it, about space issues, where I'm going to keep my games. This little guy can pretty much just stay in your entertainment center, and it does not demand a lot of space. We have consoles like the PS5 that demand a huge a huge chunk of space, and this guy doesn't, so that's one of the pluses. Number 4. I believe that this is better than emulation. Now, this is a personal opinion of mine, but nothing beats the original hardware. Of course, you could go on a PC, download PCSX2 for free, and find some ISOs to play PlayStation 2 games off of. That is the easiest way, but in my opinion, it's not the best way. If you want to play PlayStation 2 games, play it on the PlayStation 2. Now, this is going to go on to my next reason why you should buy it, and a lot of people do complain about the video output. The video output on the PlayStation 2 is not good by any means. As a matter of fact, it's pretty damn terrible. But with technology that has advanced today, we can now make that not a problem. But reason number 3 is going to be modding. This thing is extremely easy to mod, and it's very easy to work on in general. I honestly would recommend buying a PS2 for anyone who wants to get into building consoles or basically doing retro modifications. This guy is honestly a really good candidate. Let me show you what I've done to mine. So we're going to start at the back of this console, and as you can see, I actually have a new fan installed. This is called the Noctura fan. You can get this on Amazon for about 13 bucks. It makes the system whisper quiet, so you don't have to hear the jet engine of the old fan, which was a huge pain. And I also have a new power supply. Now you might be wondering, why do you need a new power supply when you can just use the old one? There's nothing wrong with the old one. You are certainly correct. I had to get this power supply for this HDMI upgrade. This HDMI upgrade is the I believe it is the RetroPixel FM. I believe so. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna have the name up here just so I'm not making an ass out of myself. But this honestly makes it so I can play these games on a modern TV at 720p. You can upgrade it to go up further with 2K quality or 1080p 60 frames per second, but that is a premium or a tier that you have to pay extra for, which has a lot of controversy. But we're not going to talk about the controversy, we're just here to talk about the mods that you can do. So in the original PlayStation 2 model, they give you space for a hard drive storage. This can be used for internal memory or basically for you to store your games digitally, which is what this is for. This is not an official Sony licensed product. This is something that is completely custom made. This is a I believe this is a network adapter or a network connector, and this pretty much allowed you to play online, because back in the day, online was literally in its infancy, so there wasn't a whole bunch of games you can play online for. But again, PlayStation was very, what's the term? They were experimenting with a lot of new ideas. But for what we can use it for now is, again, we can use this for an SSD. SSDs are extremely fast. They make the loading times really fast, and it's not going to really do wonders for the PlayStation 2. However, when it comes to loading times, it's going to make it a lot faster. But again, this console's limited from its motherboard, so it's just a bottleneck. Then again, with 500, when you have 500 gigs, that gives you plenty of space to add almost 200 games onto this, which again is really useful. But you can't do that without FreeMcBoot. This is a memory card called FreeMcBoot. This allows you, this is pretty much software modifications or soft mods. This allows you to be able to have access to this so you can use it as a internal storage for your games. Another mod that I've done to the PlayStation 2 is using Brook. Brook is a company that does a whole bunch of retro mods. This adapter allows me to use any type of modern controller with the PlayStation 2. So I can use a PS3, a PS4, or a PS5 controller to play with my PS2. And it comes with Rumble support. So I don't have to really worry about linking a controller and not having any vibration. It's gonna have vibration included. This is kind of bothering me a little bit. There we go. The second reason why you should get a PlayStation 2 is the price. These are honestly going for around 20 to 80 bucks. Roughly, you can find a pretty good one for around 50. That's how much I found this one for. It wasn't in the greatest of shape, but with a little bit of TLC, this thing actually looks really, really good. I suggest going on eBay or even shop Goodwill.com. Goodwill has a whole bunch of old school consoles that they're trying to get rid of, and recently I just saw a PlayStation 2 Slim for 40 bucks. I saw a couple of fat models for 50 or 60. But the beautiful thing about having a fat model is you don't need to have the disk drive to work in order to play with it. Like I mentioned before, you can modify it so that way you can play games off of it digitally. I do want to say that you can take it to a place that does it professionally. Of course, it's going to cost some money, but if you want to learn how to tinker or take things apart and modify it in a very simple way, there are plenty of YouTube videos online that go step by step on how to install all this stuff. So we're gonna go on to our number one reason why you should get a PlayStation 2, and that is the library of games. There are so many games on the PlayStation 2, it's not even funny. You have games like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, you have Ratchet and Clank, you have the Sly Cooper trilogy, you have Need for Speed Underground, Underground 2, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Need for Speed Undercover. You have Silent Hill 2, 3, and The Room. Siren, Siren 2, Mafia, Juiced, Midnight Club. You have a lot of Midnight Club games on this actually. Manhunt, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Code Veronica, Resident Evil Dead Aim, Clock Tower 3. I think that's all the ones I can name off the top of my head, but there's way more than that. I trust me. With the library of games, it's impossible for you not to find something that you like. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know down in the comments below. Smash that like button, it really does help a lot. And subscribe for more if you want to see more retro videos like this. This is honestly my first time doing something like this, and I'm using a special kind of microphone so that way I can have a table and record my audio without having a wire, a very huge wire at that, attached to the camera. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.